Hey there, viewers! A Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series Stinger. Now, this is one of the first Studio Series figures. I'm pretty sure this is number 2 in the entire line. So, yeah, it's got some of the growing pains that early Studio Series had, just coming off of the Last Night toy line, for example. So, yeah. But, I mean, hey, it's a figure of Stinger. That's something that the Age of Extinction line never had, so. But anyway, the box. Of course, got the standard old style Studio Series packaging. So you can see that, yeah, I was right. It's literally the second one. Got a picture of Stinger right there. Decepticon Stinger. Of course, he's from Age of Extinction. And I'm not going to comment on that film. Got a picture of Stinger right there. Got a full-on picture of Stinger right here. The back got him in both modes. Of course, Hong Kong Pursuit. Same backdrop like Galvatron's got. Like, that's what he does. And basically just describes how he transforms. Because, yeah, the Decepticons in the film transformed in this weird, way. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But anyway, look, got a cross-sell for B, Crowbar, and Ratchet. And this weird dirt from the previous, owner. Yeah, that's bloody disgusting. But anyway, got the backdrop. So for the backdrop, well, as the back of the box said, it's the Hong Kong Pursuit. So, of course, we can just take Stinger and place him here. Although, yeah, these backdrops were more for robot mode, so we'll come back to this. And looking at the figure, well, of course, it's the Picani. I don't remember what kind of car this is, but honestly, this looks pretty cool. And right off the bat, we can see my one actually has both of the mirrors here, because apparently some copies just didn't have the mirrors, which is kind of weird, but okay. But yeah, I logged out and got a copy with both mirrors. So yeah. But anyway, for other details, we've got a Decepticon symbol right there. Got the little headlights. The wheels, which unfortunately don't really look too good because I just pegged in. I'm sure this guy was made today. He would have more detailed wheels, kind of like what Widow has, for example. And we'll get to Widow later. Of course, we've got the windshield, which I'd probably advise being careful with, this section. I'll talk about that later. Of course, got the little back bit here. So yeah, I've got the back detailing here. It's kind of got like a honeycomb design, which I think is intentional because, in the film, Stinger's meant to be like a little, I don't want to say clone, but like doppelganger of Bumblebee. He's literally described as being Bumblebee, but better in every way. So he's pretty much meant to be like Bumblebee's, I don't know, the shadow to Bumblebee's Sonic, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, underneath, we don't really see that much robot stuff. I mean, the head is there, but it doesn't just look like a robot lying down, which is pretty good. And in fact, the transformation is actually pretty complicated. Not impossible to do, but it's pretty complex. So, yeah. Now, despite these being just pinned, despite the wheels just being pegged in, he does roll quite well. Like you can see, he actually does roll quite well. Like, this is a figure that, like, it's not wobbling, because often with figures, if I just had them flat on the surface, they tend to wobble quite a bit, but here, not so much. I've actually managed to get all 4 wheels stable on the table here, which is amazing. So yeah. Now moving on, let's talk about the accessories, and he just comes with these discs. I don't know, I guess they're meant to be like shurikens, I guess. I don't know. But honestly, these are more of a robot mode because, well, for storage and vehicle mode, you're just meant to peg them here and here. So just get them pegged in. And pegging them onto the side bits here, they actually jut out the sides. So you can actually see them stick out. Which honestly, I'm not sure how to feel about that. Like, okay. Sure, why not, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about like these accessories. But hey, he can still roll with them attached. So that's neat. So yeah. But honestly, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the vehicle mode. And honestly, I really like how it looks. I mean, I do like when Transformers have really cool looking car modes, so this is immediately a winner for me, so yeah. Plus, it kind of reminds me of the Cheetah from GTA 5, so... But anyway... just quickly before transforming him, let's put him with, I guess, technically another version of Stinger. Here we have KSI Widow, because this is meant to be Widowmaker, who was the concept art for Stinger back in Age of Extinction's like development. I said I don't think it's a video game, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like KSI Widow or Widowmaker was meant to be like a prototype version of Stinger. Of course, like the concept art, she was meant to also turn into a Pagani, but they went ahead and made her a McLaren, like since the film had a McLaren in it, so I guess they retconned her as being a separate character to Stinger instead of just being, you know, a prototype of Stinger. So, yeah. And honestly, yeah, I'm gonna just retcon these two as being different characters as well. I don't know, brother and sister. I don't know. But honestly, they do look pretty cool together. Plus, the retcon means they get to have different car modes. So, yeah. Now, honestly, I do really love Widow, but I think I kind of prefer Stinger's alt mode here. Well, and what about the transformation? Because keep in mind, like, Widow's transformation is bloody amazing. Like, you see, that's freaking RID Viacon shit right here. So what about Stinger's transformation? Well, so Stinger's transformation. Well, I'm just gonna start by taking these off. Oh, let's make clear my throat there. Just trying to get these off. There we go. So, starting the transformation can be kind of fiddly because you have to try and unpeg the side windows, if that makes any sense. And I don't want to risk breaking it. But let's see if I can manage this time. So you see, it unpegs on one side, and then I have to try and... Oh, there we go. So you unpeg it, it stays on this arm, and you just rotate all this around, like so. And we'll just unpeg the arms. Unpeg the front bits here. And just move them out to the side. And then we'll just take the arms. And these will just move forward. So this whole section here, along with the front wheels. Oh, and move the head down as well. But all this will just move forwards, like so. Next we'll come to the back bits here. So we'll try and unpeg the legs. Unpeg these. Move the legs down. Move the feet up. And these bits here are actually going to collapse down and fill up the legs. So that's the legs pretty much all done. Oh yeah, this bit here we're going to try and push in so the torso can plug in later. We'll rotate this out the way, this apparatus. We'll also rotate the front bumper section, which contains the torso of the robot and the arms. So we'll rotate all of this, if I can do that, come on. So just rotate all of this around. Try and make sure nothing gets in the way. Yeah, this is kind of tricky to do because often one of the arms gets in the way. So this can get kind of annoying to do. Oh, there we go. So just spin all this around. There we go. And this is just going to tab into here. Like so. Spin this whole bit around. Try and push these wheels in so this can come down and tab in. And we're almost there. These side bits here, which are the like headlights, these are just going to move back up and then double hinge down. This, we're just going to move 90 degrees, and then these red bits are just going to fold up. And then finally, fold up these windows, and that forms like a little stinger weapon. Then just get everything straightened out so he's standing normally. And that's pretty much it. So here we have Stinger in robot mode. And yeah, that transformation, like, honestly, it's not the hardest transformation. It's just, once you figure it out, you know how to do it, but it can be kind of confusing at first. Just the way that things, like, twist and turn around, but I think it's a really fun transformation. Like, I really like it. Like, I especially like how the torso spins around. Like, kind of reminds me of like Legends Ratchet from the original movie line. But yeah, looking at this, like, well, of course we got these little bits. This is actually what these little shuriken things are going to attach onto, which we'll do later. Of course, the left arm's got this huge, like, little weapon. This is pretty much, that and the shurikens are the only weapons in this guy. So, yeah. I guess you could maybe plug a shuriken onto these bits here, but I don't know. The head, which is, again, this is pretty cool. I think it's meant to be based on Bumblebee's like battle mask. Might be wrong, although there's no light piping. But I still like how it looks. And I guess we should actually attach on the shurikens now. So, yeah, if you really want to, you could attach them onto here, but the intended way for robot mode is to attach them onto here. You see there's like ports here. You can attach them on like so, but I'm going to attach them on the back just to make this a bit easier for myself. So, got this. And there you go. And now you can just orientate these how you want. Oh yeah, and these do constantly come off pretty easily, so just be wary of that. There we go. And I guess it's meant to be like wings, I guess. I don't know, but it looks cool, I guess. So there's that. Now, I'm sure when the Elite immediately Bumblebee listing comes out, or it's revealed, this guy's gonna look pretty cool next to him. But for now, we just have the original figure, which I don't have. Or how there's a 2-pack with like the High Octane Bumblebee. So, but what I'm gonna do, again, here's Widow. Now, Widow is pretty different from the concept art Widowmaker. Like, she's gonna have a tail, for example, but I think these two look pretty good together, because, I mean, as I said, you could pretty much have them as like brother and sister, and I might do that, to be honest. Because, like, this guy doesn't have any guns, he just has this guy just has like a few shurikens to throw at people and a weapon to, I don't know, stab people with. Whereas Widow has the actual firearms. So yeah. Plus there's a blue version of this guy, which I kind of want to get now. So, but anyway. Yeah, they do look pretty good together. And their transformations are pretty different. Like with Widow, most of the car folds up into the legs. So yeah. And for Stinger's articulation, well, let's talk about one thing first. On my copy, if I can actually show this, which, seeing how I'm on camera, it might not do this. There we go. It's a bit too easy to do the give me your face thing with him. Yeah, the face isn't really glued in. I'm not sure if it's just my copy, if every copy does this, but this is kind of weird. Like, during normal like play and transformation, I'm pretty sure you won't notice it, but say you're trying to transform him and the face comes off, just be careful. I say that that's my biggest complaint, aside from the kind of like iffy bit here, because I'm a bit worried about this, which we'll talk about soon. But anyway, head can go side to side, it can look up and down, it's on a ball joint. Arms can move, also on ball joints. These bits can move out the way. But yeah, so he can T-pose. He's got slightly ratcheted, like kind of ratcheted elbows. It's like a fake ratchet. Bicep rotation, nothing at the wrists, nothing at the waist. He can kick forward, kick back. Knees about that far. You can do the splits. swivel there at the thigh, and the feet can move. So yeah, that's about it. Now let's talk about this. Apparently TFWiki says that this can like come off or snap off, so be careful. Like right now I'm not having any issues with it, but you know, I'm just gonna be wary with it. It is already pretty tricky to try and get that untapped of the transformation because, of course, it doesn't actually. It's not meant to come off. It's meant to stay on this arm the whole time. I'm sure if this guy came out nowadays, like it would come off and be a separate accessory, but I don't know. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about Stinger. So, like that, like already that's one complaint, but my second complaint is the face. And I think my third complaint is just gonna be that weird, awkward back thing with the shurikens. Like, I just think it's kind of awkward. It kind of looks like a drone, which I guess Stinger technically is meant to be one. You know, the whole KSI thing from the fourth film. But yeah, I just think that the back thing is kind of awkward. But still, I kind of like this figure. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. Just keep in mind, like, this is the first wave of Studio Series, so lots of growing pains. Like, lots of figures took inspiration from, like, previous figures. Like, Bumblebee was taken from the Last Night Deluxe. Starscream was from the Dark of the Moon Deluxe. Ratchet was from the Dark of the Moon Deluxe again. So, yeah. In fact, no. Crowbar from Berserker. So yeah, the first wave was kind of awkward. You can see how it's really fleshed out over the years. So yeah. But still, would I recommend this guy? Yes and no. Yes, because it's a really cool figure. No, because people are kind of scalping him. Like, not overly scalping him like Grimlock before he was reissued. I would say try and get this guy for like, what, 20, 30 quid? Don't overpay for him, please. Maybe hopefully one day Hasbro will reissue this guy, either in the New Stellar box or just in one of the identical boxes. Because honestly, I think people should get this. People should get this guy in their collection. It's just they shouldn't have to sell their kidneys to get this guy. I mean, if they can reissue like freaking Shockwave, for example, they should reissue this guy as well. Come on. Maybe in a couple of years when they do like a Age of Extinction 10-year pack, this guy will be a part of it. I don't know. We haven't seen the Dark of the Moon one yet, so it might be a couple of years, but hopefully in the future. I don't know. But anyway, this has been my review on Studio Series Stinger, and this is a Transformers fan signing off.